He lived only 32 years. Yet in that short lifetime, he achieved what no man before him ever had. He never lost a single battle. He marched farther than any army of his time. And he built an empire that stretched across 3 continents. To some, he was a hero. To others, a tyrant. But to history, he became something greater than both. This is the life of Alexander the Great, a man who believed destiny itself had chosen him to rule the world. Before Alexander, the ancient world was divided and unstable. Greece was fragmented into rival city-states, Athens, Sparta, Thebes, constantly at war. To the east, the Persian Empire ruled as the most powerful force on earth, stretching from Asia Minor to India. Macedonia, Alexander's homeland, was considered rough and uncivilized by the Greeks. But under King Philip II, Macedonia became a military powerhouse. Unknowingly, the world was preparing for a storm. And that storm would be Alexander. Alexander was born in 356 BCE in Pella, the capital of Macedonia. His father, Philip II, was one of history's greatest military reformers. He created the Macedonian phalanx and dreamed of conquering Persia. His mother, Olympias, was deeply religious and mysterious. She told Alexander he was descended from Achilles and that Zeus himself was his true father. From childhood, Alexander believed he was destined not just to rule, but to become immortal through glory. At age 13, Philip hired Aristotle, the greatest philosopher of the age, to educate Alexander. Alexander learned philosophy, politics, science, medicine, ethics, literature. Homer's Iliad became his sacred text. Alexander slept with it under his pillow, seeing himself as Achilles reborn. Unlike ordinary kings, Alexander believed a ruler must also be a thinker. One day, a massive black horse named Bucephalus terrified everyone. Alexander noticed something others missed. The horse feared its own shadow. He turned the horse toward the sun and mounted it successfully. Philip was stunned and declared, "Macedonia is too small for you." Bucephalus would carry Alexander into battle across the world. In 336 BCE, Philip II was assassinated. At just 20 years old, Alexander became king. Enemies rebelled immediately. Alexander responded with terrifying speed. He destroyed Thebes completely, killing thousands, sparing only temples. The message was clear. Resistance meant annihilation. In 334 BCE, Alexander crossed the Hellespont into Asia. With only 40,000 men, he faced Persia's massive armies. He led from the front, charging personally into battle at Granicus, Issus, and Gaugamela. His courage inspired loyalty, but also fear. Persian king Darius III fled repeatedly. Alexander respected Darius' family, treating them as royalty. In Egypt, Alexander was crowned pharaoh. At the Oracle of Ammonius, he was declared a god. He founded Alexandria, a city that would shape human knowledge for centuries. In India, Alexander faced King Porus and war elephants. Despite victory, Alexander admired Porus' courage. But his army, wounded, exhausted, and far from home, refused to march further. For the first time, Alexander accepted limits. In 323 BCE, in Babylon, Alexander fell ill. At 32 years old, the conqueror of the world died. When asked who should rule next, he whispered, "The strongest." His empire shattered overnight. Alexander never lost a battle. He spread Greek culture across continents. He connected East and West forever. Empires vanished. But Alexander became immortal.